Hello everyone, Con Copeman here, and today I wanted to go over the new comic novel that has been released recently by Glitch Productions and Omnipress. So, I wanted to tell today, as I promised this earlier, what are my thoughts on it, and what are my, exact reasonings for that. Because it's been some time since it has been announced, and obviously when it was announced I was like, oh my god, MD is back, this and that. But I have some recent thoughts about it recently, and obviously, recency bias in that time kind of changed my opinion on it a little bit. So, okay, let's first get over what has been announced today. So let me go to the website itself and show you all what has been announced today, the prices, that sort of stuff. So, we're right here at the comic page. And here's where every single information is stored about the comic release. So, before I begin, I'm gonna first show all of the tiers so you can form your own opinion. So, I click on back this project so you can easily see. Tier 1, that is digital only. So that basically means you get a PDF. And as you can see, yes, it says here estimated delivery November 2026. I'm gonna say more about that later, but form your own opinion first. Secondly, there's exclusive foil. I think this is more of a higher quality variant of the comic book. Right, then we have here a soft cover, so that basically, you have like books in class or something. You have the soft cover ones, these are easily breakable, and you also have hardcover ones, which I will go into later. But this is the soft cover, so it breaks a bit easier than usual, but it is more comic-like, if you know what I mean. Then we have here the comic series horror variant. I'm not sure what this does, but I think you can have like 6 posters. Then here's the tier I got. This is the hardcover. It just gives you like a full-on hardcover, comic. And yeah, this is the one I got personally. Then you have this one combined in a cheaper price. Then you have this one for $100. This is the signed edition. Hardcover, it's signed and stuff. You also get this one, the exclusive foil, and a patch. And here are the very expensive ones, and these are already, all of them are sold out. So you could have bought a Fatal Error edition with, that is $250, and it would have given you all of this, like an exclusive t-shirt, a pin set, the posters, the foil, an exclusive hardcover, that sort of stuff. Then we have a disassembly drone, $500, and it gives you even more stuff, and I think also the same as those. Then you have the Absolute Solver edition, that is, well, same thing as those, but you get even more stuff, that is $1,000. And then the very, very exclusive edition, High Temperature edition, which was $2,000. And it would have pretty much, what it adds is an exclusive VHS tape of episode 1. As you can see right here. The prices are interesting, to say the least. And for 25 of those who bought this, you guys are interesting, to say the least. Pretty rich, some of you all are. Pretty rich. As well as same goes for these ones and these ones, man. Jesus, it got sold out instantly, which just surprises me. So, right now, as I'm currently recording this, there has been $345,000 earned or pledged so far. That is quite a lot, especially since they just have a $5,000 goal. Words cannot describe how much that is, to say the least. And so, what do I think of all of this? And what do I think of the expensive tiers? Well, honestly, I think of it in two things. I am quite mixed about it, but also I'm quite excited for it. Firstly, I'm kind of mixed about it because, this is not written by Liam himself. Liam has nothing to do with this. And yeah, sure, it could expand upon the MD universe or do it in a different perspective even. But I don't expect that, to be honest. If anything, like, they could have done a few things as a comic thing or book. They could have done a prequel, they could have done a sequel, they could have gotten a spin-off, but no. Out of like the 4 options they really got, I think they got what fans least wanted. A retelling of season 1. Exact same story, exact same plots, just different way of media. How do I really put it? It's just, yeah. In my opinion, if I really have to give an opinion, honestly, I kind of wanted a prequel most, personally, if that was an option. Of course, it isn't pledged, but yeah. But I also know a lot of people would have wanted a sequel. YouTube comments. And a spin-off would have also been fun, but a retelling of the same story sounds not great, I should say. Obviously, I will still buy it, don't get me wrong, but it's just, yeah, kind of a disappointment there. So, about the date where this is getting shipped. This is likely getting shipped in November 2026. That's quite a long time. I mean, more than a year. And I don't get why they then I don't get why they then open pre-orders right now, a year in advance. I get things are not finished yet, that sort of stuff. It's probably only the cover that's right now finished. But still, I don't get why they just, why they just couldn't do it later. Like, come on, it's a year in advance. In my opinion, they should have done it maybe in 6 months in advance, really, for the earliest. But no, a year in advance just sounds more ridiculous. Because there's going to be a lot of people who would want, for example, that exclusive VAS or exclusive stuff which is no longer available. But no, they had to buy it a year in advance. And now it's going to be, well, rare forever. Nowhere to be seen. And yeah, I just don't get why they would open pre-orders a year in advance. Obviously, a lot of you can wait for this. A lot of people can't, like myself. But yeah, it's really more of a personal issue maybe. Of it being a year in advance and me making an issue about that. Obviously, I'm gonna give them as much time as they need. As, to be honest, quality is better than quantity. Let's all be real with that for a second. I would rather have quality over quantity, so they should take as much time as they need. But still, I just don't get why they would then open pre-orders that early. But obviously, we have to wait and see if it was really worth the wait or not. Now about the exciting parts. Really, I'm obviously also kind of excited for this because, new content for MD finally. I don't really care if it might be a little bit worse, but yeah, finally new content I've been craving for. It's just that we have to wait a year for it still. But hey, better late than never, I guess. But yeah, that's obviously why I could be also quite excited for it. Again, I'm quite mixed about all of this. It's just, yeah, me having to wait a year maybe sets back a little bit, but yeah, I'm also quite excited obviously for this because, it's MD and that sort of stuff. I always get excited if it is about MD, to be quite honest. So yeah, that is about my exciting parts really. It's very quick obviously, but I don't really need to say much about it. It really summarizes it in a few quick words. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you can form also your own opinion. If you have, please leave it down in the comments. I would love to read them. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider subscribing. I would love to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so it would help out a lot, but I mean a lot. So please. Also, can we hit 163 likes on this video? That would be very great. Anyway, see you all later. Goodbye.